is going
Hello.
on, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Talk Movies. I'm Brad.
I'm Miguel. We're not muted. Hey,
We
one
are
of us
not
is not
muted.
muted.
That intro went flawlessly. It was flawless. Perfect.
Yeah, all we had to do was just say hi and not be on mute. So the bar is low, I guess.
Oh, guys, today is Friday. It is Friday. Can we just take a second? It's Friday.
It is Friday.
I'm
Congrats.
so happy.
And guess what
We made it
tomorrow's
through
going
the
to be?
week.
Saturday.
Yep. And then we only have 2 days of school next week, and then it's Thanksgiving break, and I'm hype. Everything.
I have no idea. I have no idea when Thanksgiving break is at the university. I have no fucking clue. I'm literally going to show up to class as usual until one day they're not there, and I'm like, all right, I guess it's Thanksgiving break.
I guess everybody went home. But
Yeah, I
isn't
guess
there
everyone went
usually
home.
like college? Aren't they like a week long?
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know what the fucking universities are doing nowadays with the pandemic. What is Brad sipping on? Guys, what do you think he's sipping on? Well,
you've wanted a Guinness. Miguel's been talking to me about Guinness for like 5 hours, and I don't know.
Well, because
what's the update on the Guinness?
I couldn't find it. Unfortunately. For some reason, I guess Guinness is on the embargo ships that are locked in California because I couldn't find them anywhere. So, but I got my local, good old shotgun wedding. I got another one here. Cool. I'm ready down too. So,
I'm drinking Mad Tree. Right? Do we get copyright? I don't think we get copyright if we show the can. I am drinking Mad Tree Holidays. It's
why would we get copyright?
It's actually really nice. I don't know because I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know. By the way, what did you do with my beer?
With what?
With my beer, the one I had that night at the commentary.
That nasty beer? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in my fridge, but I haven't mustered up the courage to. So we went to the store before we did our Halloween 2 commentary last week. By the way, check out episode 3 of Purely and Simply Evil. We talked Halloween 2 from 1981, and we have a full commentary of that film up on our channel as well. Before we did that, Miguel and I went to the store, and somebody suggested this beer to him, and it was nasty.
It wasn't good.
Nasty. It was not good at all. It tasted like crap. It was.
If you guys like Scotch beer, by all means.
Was it Scotch? Is that what it was? Not like Scotch, like the alcohol, like Scottish.
It was a Scotch beer. It was like Scotch liquor and beer.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. I don't know. There's something. It tastes
and I
terrible.
usually like Scotch. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love Scotch, but in beer form, that wasn't it, Chief. Which pissed me off because he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, can I help you with something?" And at that point, I was like, "Dude, this liquor store is dead, and you're just coming up to me. Okay, fine. We might as well talk." So I said, "Okay, what do you recommend?" And he gave me a shit ton of them. And he said, and I quote, "I like this because the name." And I was like, "Okay, I'm getting it." That's pretty much the only reason why.
You always got to read the description. Like, does this have a description? Usually some of them have it. This one doesn't. It's just a Christmas.
This is Shotgun Wedding, which, by the way, I give it like 4 stars, 100%. It's delicious. Local brewery here in Lexington, Country Boy.
Yeah.
It's Shotgun Wedding is pretty much just a brown ale age on vanilla beans. If you like dark beer but don't like the stoutness of a dark beer, it's your way to go, man. It really is.
Solid choice. Guys, we have a big show tonight. This is our 51st episode. We celebrated 50 episodes last time, and now we are breaking down the official Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Crazy, man. That was
we're sorry for being we're a little late to the party, but hey, guess what? It's only been like 5 days. This shit's still burning right now.
Yeah,
we're still talking about.
We weren't able to do an official reaction. We both had stuff going on that night, and I was like, you know what? I honestly, there was a piece of me that I was like, I'm gonna film my own reaction. Like, I'm just gonna do it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna watch this trailer as a fan, like as a true fan. I'm just gonna sit there. Like, I waited for it. And we put it up on the big screen, and I watched it for the first time, and it was a beautiful moment. It made me cry. No, I'm kidding. It did make me cry. But I was pretty hyped, and I think
what you're saying is you did
obviously.
You did a trailer reaction without me and you recorded
No,
it?
I did not.
Were
I
you
did not
prepped?
record it.
Were you if I wasn't able to be here today, were you just gonna shoot that video out and be like, there you go?
I considered it, but I didn't. I didn't prep. I did not. So
Well, thank God I was
I
here,
did
right,
that for you.
guys?
I did that for you. So,
Mhm.
but we just decided we're like, we'll just do a breakdown of the trailer. It was a crazy day, man. I mean, you couldn't log into social media without seeing that little red or black Spider-Man icon like on Twitter. And I know it was trending. It was I don't know if it broke the trailer record, which is kind of a shame. I think Infinity War still stands. But it's okay. I mean, it's okay. It was a great trailer. A lot was shown. Let me ask you this: do you think too much was shown in the trailer?
Well, are we gonna watch the trailer?
We'll watch it and then we'll actually break it down frame by frame as well. We'll watch it one
Okay.
time straight
Well,
through.
I'll
And
say
then
this. I'll say this. It was a purely Marvel, like, and it was a Kevin Feige MCU trailer, 100%.
right.
I mean,
agree with that.
it didn't. I didn't sense anything in regards to Sony. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because Sony's the ones that hey, I'm gonna show you what we show. Like, I'm gonna
Here's
show you
the
what
whole
we're gonna
movie
show.
in 2 minutes.
Yeah, because we want your tickets. Kevin Feige
Yeah.
is like, hey, I know you're gonna come. I know you're gonna see my movie, so I'm gonna tease you. So that's pretty much what I got right there.
Right.
Because you know, from the Morbius trailer, if Kevin Feige was making that run, Michael Keaton would not have been in that trailer. 100%, he would not, because it didn't
Right.
make sense. But so obviously,
Well,
if
there's-
Sony had the reign, they probably would have put like Tony and they would probably would have put like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, which I am confirming still that now they may be in the movie. There's a good chance.
There's been a lot of discussion about this, a lot, and I will say I do wish people would stop like berating Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire like every time they see them in public. Like I kind of feel bad for them. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
welcome to Disney. Welcome to the MCU.
Here's
That's
the
all
thing.
I gotta say.
What more do you need? I mean, Doc-Ock literally says in the trailer, "You're not Peter Parker." Look at everything that's come before the leaked images, all of the discussion, all of the talk, all of the industry insiders. They're in the movie. Like I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll eat my words. So be it. But me personally, I'm almost like, okay, I feel like we can like lay off of them a little bit. Like every interview, every time somebody passes them on the street or sees them at an event, they're like, "Are you in Spider-Man No Way Home?" And I'm like, dude, you think they're gonna say anything? Like, what can they say?
They want to keep punching the questions because sooner or later someone's gonna say something. Which, if you guys haven't seen, there's one captured moment where they asked Andrew Garfield if he was going to be in the movie, and he just gave him this. I was like, "Fuck."
I know. Well, I think he's starting
like,
to get they haven't quite done it with Toby as much. I don't know why they're like specifically picking on Andrew Garfield. Probably because Toby's better at hiding it.
No, because Toby is in the era of Leonardo DiCaprio paparazzi, where they were like bombarding him, and then he would like snap back. So the last thing Tobey Maguire needs, being in the MCU now, is him losing his shit in front of a paparazzi. Because you've seen his videos, right?
I have.
He gets livid if
there was one of somebody, I believe it was in New York, of Toby walking down the street with like a group of people, and they're like, "Hey, Toby, are you in Spider-Man No Way Home?" And he just goes, "No." He was just like, that's the thing, is I feel like they're so sick of answering the same questions, and I feel like at this point, like, we got the trailer. I don't think they're gonna release another trailer. I think we've been given all of the pieces that we're gonna get. I don't think there's that much more to divulge until we see the movie, to be completely honest. And that's why, like, again, we're weird about covering the leaks and stuff, because, like, honestly, if you want more of that stuff, follow us on Twitter at We Talk the Movies, because I tend to repost a lot more of that stuff on Twitter. But again, like, we've even said this, though, like, if we were to talk about every single leak or every single theory that comes out, we would be live 24 hours a day. I mean, it's like a nonstop flow. I have never seen a movie, including Infinity War and Endgame, that this much information has come out, true or untrue, it doesn't even matter. There has been a non-stop waterfall of information about
That
Spider-Man
is
No Way
true.
Home.
And there was like, well, within game, it was like a collective like understanding of, hey, this is 10 years in the making. Please be
Right.
respectful. They even like, I mean, the Russo brothers even like posted a
Yeah.
letter and everything.
The whole don't
This
spoil
one,
the end game.
yeah, this one right here, boy, give me the movie. Like, if they could find a copy of the movie, they 100% would have dropped it like immediately.
I
Like,
know,
that's
right?
like they could care less about like, don't spoil the verse or whatever the fuck they would say.
Don't spoil the multiverse.
Yeah, so like
Oh,
it's like in this movie, dude, we just want to know. We just want to see it.
I know.
And
And you know,
it's a
honestly,
different it's a different like it's a different vibe if you think about it.
yeah, it's very different. And you know, again, we don't have sources. I actually did reach out to I say reach out in a loose, don't 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 take that too seriously.
Speed
I
dial. His speed
reached
dial is
out
number 2.
to Daniel Rick. Yeah, I have Daniel Rickman on speed dial. I reached out to Daniel Rickman, and I had asked him. Really, I want. There are two things I want to know, and if I know these two things, I'll be content. I want to know, is the final fight scene. Well, is the fight scene that we got in the trailer when they're on top of the Steve Rogers Statue of Liberty and Doctor Strange says they're coming, or what? I forget exactly. We'll watch the trailer in a second, but he says something like they're coming and I can't stop them. Or I want to know if that is the final fight scene of the film. I have a hard time believing it is because I don't see how they could show you anything of the final fight scene. To be completely honest, I think it would be too spoiler heavy. I'm kind of in the camp that scene is towards the middle of the film, but again, I don't know. And we'll kind of come back to that in a minute. And I want to know if this marketing campaign has been purposeful. That's above anything. I want to know if Sony purposely leaked some of these things. Not everything, but little tidbits here and there. Like, I wonder if any of it was on purpose. And I know Mikey Sutton has weighed in on that. I know there have been quite a few industry insiders that have weighed in on the whole. I mean, Miguel, what do you think? And this is actually an episode of the show. You know, we haven't done a topic episode in a little while, kind of what our old format used to be. But one of the topic episodes that I would really like to do is like leaks in the entertainment industry and in the film industry. Like, how purposeful is it? You know what I mean? Do you think they leak things purposely?
In regards to No Way Home, I don't think they leaked anything. Honestly, I think this
Really?
is. I don't think so. Because you see how Kevin Feige is. You saw what happened with old girl in Hawkeye. You see how you saw that face he gave her. That's a face of like.
Okay, but I'm not talking about Kevin Feige though. Disney's a whole different. Listen, I know they're. I don't know the ins and outs of how they co-parent Spider-Man, but I know that. I know Kevin Feige is his own. That Disney and Kevin Feige are in their own world. Kevin Feige, I feel like Kevin Feige wouldn't even release trailers that were up to him. Sony, on the other hand, you know, there was that dispute we talked about a while ago where I've heard that there were 5 different trailers cut, and a few of them included Toby and Andrew, and a few of them did not. And there was a dispute between Disney and Sony on like, do you show Toby and Andrew? Do you not show Toby and Andrew? What do you show? I guess they decided to go with. For a while, the rumor was that Toby and Andrew were going to be at the end of the trailer, and now they were like, they're teased, which they were. They were teased 2 or 3 times in the trailer, but they didn't actually show them, and I'm okay with that. So yeah. I don't know. I think it's an interesting thought, and it's something that more than anything, I would like to know if it's purposeful at all, if there is a reason behind the amount of information that we've gotten about this movie. So
I would say if there were leaks, it definitely was Sony. I 100% believe that. Yeah. Because again, you saw what happened. You see what happened with Endgame, and that was Kevin Feige and MCU and Disney like led. Like they were strongly like for keeping that thing under wraps. And if anything was leaked, which it was technically,
Yeah.
That was something like a complete fluke, and Kevin Feige shut it down quick.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about it, and that's how I got spoiled, was that leak. And
Well, and the
so with
Endgame leaks,
Sony, like, it's
though,
not like with Sony, you can't, like, Kevin Feige can't really be too mad, because if it was a Sony, somebody from Sony that did it, Kevin Feige doesn't really have any say into what happens. You know what I mean?
right?
So
You know,
like,
the Endgame leaks, though, to kind of play devil's advocate here, the Endgame leaks were more big picture. You know what I mean? It was more like, hey, time travel is going to be involved in this movie. Do
oh
with
no,
that
I
what
knew
you
who
will.
died.
Really?
Yeah,
I tried to avoid with
that
Endgame.
was a leak
I
I
tried to
found.
avoid it.
Yep, that was a leak I found. Unfortunately, I knew. Spoiler alert! I knew that Vision was gonna die. Like, I knew 100% Vision was
Oh,
kicking the bucket.
I kind of figured he would. I mean, it made
Yeah.
sense. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, in the movie it did, but later on it was like, what's gonna happen to him?
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew Vision was gonna die. I knew the end battle was gonna be in Wakanda. And I didn't know about Spider-Man. That was one thing that I didn't know. I knew about everyone else, but Spider-Man was the one that caught me off guard.
Dude, I still to this day, I have never I have never anticipated a movie more than Avengers Infinity War. Like, and when that movie ended and Thanos smiled, like, I mean, I remember it was like me and Miguel and a couple of our friends were sitting in the movie theater, and like, it's the only time I've ever seen this happen where the movie ended and the credits began to roll, and like, literally everyone sat through the entire credits. And of course, unlike Marvel fashion, there was no the Avengers will return. It said Thanos will return, and there was no post-credit scene. And everybody in the movie theater just sat there, like, silently, like, I don't know what to do with my life now. Like, you know, and I've never experienced a theater experience like that.
No,
Just like
yeah,
I've never.
I remember thinking if there was one. I remember at the end of the movie, it's funny. How it works now with going to the movies is every time a movie ends, I always go on my phone and look up, does this movie have a post-credit scene? Do you know what I mean? Every movie has some sort of post-credit scene. Like, if you look at The Gray with Liam Neeson when he's fighting the wolf, there's an after credit scene. And then I don't think there was one for Halloween, but I remember me and Brad was sitting there on Facebook like, is there one in Halloween?
There wasn't one for Halloween Kills. There was, I don't know if you, I think we discussed this. You wouldn't say Halloween 2018 had a post-credit scene. You just heard him breathing at the end, so it was like, okay, he's alive. Like, duh. But I don't know. So we're gonna get into this trailer. Let me head over to the chat because I know the chat is moving. Thank you guys for being here. By the way, if you have not already, if you are new, welcome. Please be sure to leave us a like, and consider subscribing if you're new. The Oct is in the house. What's going on, buddy? 329 days until Halloween ends. Counting it down, man. I gotta get like a thing on my wall that's just like Halloween ends, and it's just like a permanent countdown thing, or like the thing that with the little blocks that you can like turn for like how many days.
I was gonna say,
like we have a Mickey,
because I know I've seen it at their house that they have a countdown to Christmas. I
saw have a Mickey and Minnie one.
Yep, I knew it was there. You might as well just make that the Halloween one. I'm just saying, you might as well. Just saying.
J Dead says the multiverse dies tonight, dude. There was a God, what was that meme I sent you today?
You sent me a lot of memes.
Oh, it was it was the scene where Doc-Ock has Peter, like the arm, Peter's like pressed into the wall upside down.
Oh yeah.
And Doc-Ock is Tommy. It's Anthony Michael Hall. And on the thing, it's Mr. Tivoli from Halloween Kills, and it says you're not Michael Myers. I was like, R. wow. Like, that is rough. That's bad. Oh, J-Dead says, okay, the rumors I've heard, there's a scene with Topher Grace's Venom. The X-Men mutants are introduced. A scene with Professor X telepathically contacts Doctor Strange, and OFC Andrew and Toby show up. Are you talking about for Multiverse of Madness? Because I have heard all of those things for Multiverse of Madness. Without Topher Grace's Venom, I've heard all of those things except for Topher. And honestly, I don't ever want to see Topher Grace's Venom again. Like, I like Topher Grace, but that version of Venom was.
It looked cool though. I mean, when I was.
Did it though?
When I was 12, yeah, that shit looked cool. Fuck out of here. Hell, it was the first live action of Venom. I
Let
didn't
us know,
care.
let us know
If
in the
I saw
chat,
that,
guys, if you
if
like Topher Grace's Venom from Spider-Man 3.
if I saw that at like age now, like age 24, yeah, I would have some problems with it. But I was like 11 or 12 when that movie came out. So yeah, obviously when I saw Venom, I was like,
I'm not gonna lie, he was low-key kind of scary in a couple
yeah, he
scenes. When you were
was.
like a little bit, like there were a few things I was like,
When he finally got the
okay,
suit,
yeah,
and then whenever Sandman catches him, and he thought he was
yeah,
Spider-Man, and he just goes the fucking whipping
I
neck. I
know.
was like, ah,
And he's like, ah! Like he's just freaking out.
mm-hmm.
Um, Art is in the house. What's going on, buddy? He says, I love a good leak. He also says hello. Yeah, it depends, man. Like Endgame, Halloween Kills. I was okay knowing that there was time travel. I was okay knowing about the mob stuff, but like specifics, I'm kind of like, I don't really want to know. Spider-Man No Way Home, for whatever reason, it's not bothering me as much. I don't want to know how it ends. I don't want to know who dies. I don't want to know, again, like big things. But like, honestly, the little things don't bother me as much for Spider-Man No Way Home, which is kind of interesting. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the whole plot of the movie is kind of there. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think that's kind of partially, and plus we've lived in Speculation City for, for all this time. The Ox says, I would guess that at least a little bit has to be leaked on purpose. I would agree with that. I really do. I truly believe that certain things are leaked very specifically to stir conversation. And look, if that's true, if they really did leak some things, this may have been the most genius marketing campaign of any film of all time, because they've had 2 trailers, 2 posters that really aren't that great of posters. No offense to them.
No, we agree.
It's been the most hyped movie of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of ingenious on their part if that's true. Art, he's criticizing you, Miguel. He is. He says you're supposed to do that before the movie, Miguel. Maybe during the previews or when you get your hot dog and nachos at the concession stand.
What was I supposed to do?
Pouring your beer. I think he meant pouring your beer.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Well, I already finished like number 1, and it's been a while since I drank, so fuck off. No,
Bob Berkins, what's going on, buddy? He says, let's talk. Let's talk indeed, buddy. Let's talk. Art said, I always thought Topher and Toby should play brothers. Yeah, I could kind of see that. They do kind of have they're similar in a few different ways. I could agree with that. J-Dead, the rumor is Topher comes through the multiverse as Venom and immediately is eaten by Tom Hardy's Venom. That's the rumor. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if it'd be funny. I don't know if they're going to do that, though. I feel like that's a little like
too on the nose.
It's too on the nose. It's kind of unnecessary.
You know what I mean? Sounds like satirical, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's like everyone's excited that everyone gets excited that Topher is coming back as Venom, but then Tom Hardy's Venom pulls like a Let There Be Carnage and says "fuck this guy" and eats his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I don't know. It was funny. I was listening to Mike and Jay on my way to work this morning, and Mike said they were talking about Deadpool, like when is Deadpool going to show up or whatever, and he said it'd be funny if like all 3 Spider-Men are fighting the Sinister Six, like kicking ass, and like Venom like lifts up a window shade and he's like, nope. And puts it back down. Like that's your introduction to Deadpool in the MCU.
That would well, I mean, he was introduced. What do you mean?
I know, and
Deadpool was introduced into the MCU already.
Honestly, there are a lot of characters that have been in question lately about when they're going to get their MCU debut. I know a lot of them pertain to the X-Men. Oddly enough, Miguel, I don't know if you've seen about this. What a character that people have been discussing a lot lately is Ghost Rider.
No.
So, well, apparently they're casting for Ghost Rider, though. That there's something
they have
in the pipe about. Like, why'd you say no? Do you not want Ghost Rider? Dude, I love Ghost Rider.
Well, I thought you were saying like Ghost Rider is going to be in fucking No Way Home. I was like, fuck no.
No. But I'm saying like Ghost Rider's coming down the pipe is like characters that they're going to bring into the MCU.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know who reportedly is in talks to play him?
Nick Cage. Please let it be Nick Cage. No, I'm kidding.
Norman Reedus.
I could see that. Unless they're
I
gonna go
could
the
see it too.
Latino. Unless they're gonna go with I think Robbie Reyes.
I'm not gonna
Art.
lie though. I worry that Norman Reedus is literally just gonna look like Daryl. Like it's gonna be like Daryl got ripped out of the like the multiverse is real, man. They get ripped out of the Walking Dead universe. Is he
I'm
having
sorry,
a
my
stroke? What
dog
is he
just went
doing?
ballistic
What
right
is he
there.
doing?
My dog just had the utter zoomies right there, and he is hard looking at me right now. What do you want? What do you want? Did you guys hear that?
He sounded like he was flopping around on the ground.
My God. But anyways, Norman Reedus is Ghost Rider. It sounds interesting.
I'd be down for it.
I would lose my shit if he like instead of the chain like around his like torso, it's a fiery crossbow. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, Norman.
Robert Kirkman would be thrilled. They
Yeah.
got to get their Walking Dead reference in there. J-Dad, speaking of Ghost Rider, did you all see Nick Cage's new movie?
No.
What new movie? Let's see.
I probably have heard of it, but
I'm sure it's something freaking wild and crazy that nobody I like. Pig.
He is not gonna.
Willy's Wonderland, like.
Yeah, he's not gonna top Willy's Wonderland. There's not much he can top after that.
Prisoners of Ghostland.
I think so.
Yeah, Prisoners of Ghostland. In the treacherous frontier city of Samurai Town. Samurai Town? Who wrote that? A ruthless bank robber gets sprung from jail by a wealthy warlord whose adopted granddaughter has gone missing. He offers the prisoner his freedom in exchange for retrieving the runaway. Strapped into a leather suit that will self-destruct in 5 days.
Yes,
the bandit
I've
sets
seen that
off
one.
on a journey to find the young woman and his own path to redemption. Drops. It came out already. Came out September 17th.
It drops.
Dude, okay. Why does he
What?
do these crappy movies?
Because Nick Cage is a character in itself.
Why?
Yeah,
I always think of
I remember the trailer. It looked all right to me. It looked like an interesting B movie in my eyes.
I think there was a Family Guy skit where Stewie or Brian said something about Nick Cage's agent, and I feel like Nick Cage's agent calls him, and he's like,
it was College Humor, I think, if I'm not mistaken. College Humor, where it had Nick Cage's agent, and he's calling Nick Cage, and he says, "Hey, I got this movie." And he says, "Don't care, got it, going for it."
He's like,
yeah,
absolutely, I'll do it.
Yep.
He's like, "But don't you want to know something about the plot for?" He's
Nope,
like, "No,
nope,
I'll do it. I'll take it.
I'll do it.
Do it." It's about a pig who goes to space. He's like, I'll play whoever.
Sounds like my type of alley.
I'll play every character. I'll do it. Doesn't matter. But like Nick Cage used to do like big like good stuff, and I'm not saying it's not good. I actually heard Pig was supposed to be like really really good. But I don't. Like Willy's Wonderland. Like why? like why is he choosing to do these strange pictures? I don't know.
In my head, it was Willy's Wonderland was fucking hilarious because
did you watch
fighting? I've seen bits and pieces of it, and there's a scene. There's a scene where he's fighting like the last animatronic, and it's him and the last girl, and they're about to battle. But then all of a sudden, his pager comes on, and then without saying a word, he literally leaves and goes play pinball and drinks a beer because that's his break time. That was like the running joke of it. It's like the animatronics will not harm him if he's on break. It's fucking hilarious, man. It really is. I actually like it. I love the scene whenever he fights the gorilla animatronic. It's gold. It is gold, man. I'm sorry. It's a good movie.
Well, I'll tell you what. I meant to ask you this earlier. Speaking of wild and crazy, have you watched the second season of Tiger King yet?
I have not.
Miguel,
it
is psychotic. Look, like, listen to me. When I saw that they were doing a second season, I was like, why? I was like, what more of this story is there to tell? I was wrong. Like, there's a lot more to this whole weird big cat people circle.
Listen, Tiger King was fun during the pandemic.
This one's less fun.
We're out of the pandemic. We have lives now. We're back for our lives. I don't have time to watch Tiger King right now. doesn't seem all that interesting. When I was locked in a house, unable to leave, and condemned in my room, I was like, you know what? Tiger King sounds all right now. It sounds entertaining. Now, I got bills and a job to take care of, so no. I have not seen it yet.
It's only 5 episodes. Honestly, it really is, man. Look, I really was kind of like, what are you talking about? Like, why are we doing a second season? Like, I don't like he's in jail. Like, what do you do? There is so much more that you did not know about.
Was it
And
primarily
it's
about like Carol Baskin?
well, and a lot of it is about Carol Baskin. A lot of it is about Jeff Lowe and like all of that stuff. They really dive into the whole Carol Baskin, Don Lewis thing. I believe that's his
Yeah,
name. Like,
because
really dive
Carol
in.
Baskin killed her
And
husband.
you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Sue me, Carol Baskin. I swear to God, I will say it right now. You killed your fucking husband. I know 100%. There's no way. The evidence is clear.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to side with any of them because you know what?
They're all
Every one of them on that show should be in prison. Like,
yeah.
to be and not look, the murder for hire thing, whatever. I'm not saying whatever. That's not okay. That's not how I mean it. But like even if you set aside the murder for hire trial, even if you set aside
There are so many legal grounds
the
for a lawsuit and jail time for every single one of the participants in
my
that.
my thing is not about I mean, yeah, it's fun to watch the show and talk about, did she kill her husband, all the crazy Joe Exotic stuff and how they treat each other and how they talked and stuff. But like, I mean, the way they treat the cats, and that's another thing that they really push is like, they don't treat their animals well.
They don't.
Like, it's not it.
And they wonder why they attack.
There was one in Indiana that Julia actually knew. And it's weird because like this whole thing from Carol Baskin and John Lewis to the whole thing with Joe Exotic to the whole thing with Jeff Lowe and this whole circle of big cat people all somehow lead back to this like weird war between Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin. Like it's mind blowing. Like I did not expect to get rocked in this season, and I was like, what? And I came on the Tiger King train late. I mean, everybody had already watched it by the time I did. Then I was like, okay, I'll finally watch it. And
I got notified like yesterday that it said Tiger King came out, so I must have been a little bit behind, I guess, so to speak.
I don't know.
But yeah,
I don't know.
They're literally a bunch of like absolute AWOLs, like outcasts of complete society. Yeah, I remember there was a thing where like Donald Trump. Why did I almost combine these two?
A lot of it aligned strangely. A lot of it aligns with that. The January 6th riot stuff at the Capitol. They were there. God. They were there trying to petition Joe. I mean, they didn't break in the Capitol. They were gone before that happened. But they were there holding up like free Joe Exotic things. Like there's this whole underground conspiracy to try to free Joe Exotic. Like this whole entire thing. And like the lawyer that was on Don Lewis's children's side trying to get justice for him is now Joe Exotic's lawyer trying to go after Carol Baskin. I mean, it's just like, it's so much. And I don't understand it. I just don't get it. It's mind boggling. Like it blows my entire mind to think about like this weird web that they've woven on this show. Like I just don't get it, man.
Is the guy that did the documentary, did he do it again?
I mean, I assume it's the same people. It's just it's not as long. I mean, which I get because this is basically like the update. You know what I mean? It's an update, and they do dive in like further on. They dive further into like the Carol Baskin thing, and they dive further into other people who were close to Jeff Lowe and Joe Exotic and this whole, this whole thing. It's just, you just got to watch it. I mean, I can't even, I don't even know where I would begin to explain the level of crap that is in this show. Like, it's wild. Jay did, Brad, they don't treat their animals well. Tiger King, we put meat from the dumpster on pizza for visitors, yo. Seriously,
I remember that episode. I remember that episode very, very well. They literally got it from a dumpster. They literally got like expired surplus, and they were eating that and giving it to the tigers. I was like,
oh yeah, they did do that, didn't they?
Weird. I was like, that alone is like 15 or 200 food violations and PETA violations, I guess. Like, yeah, well, I'm surprised.
And the one they were just talking about, we're on there's 5 episodes, we're on the 4th one. But like they were talking about this big cat rescue thing, I forget what it's called. It's in Indiana. Well, it's shut down. I believe it was legally shut down under like animal abuse things. What I know, which is good. Well, they were, they were doing like cat shows where he would, throw like baby tigers in and people could hold them and stuff. And basically they were starting to scratch them. They were starting to scratch people because they were getting bigger or whatever. And they declawed them. But what you don't realize is when you they talk about it perfectly in the documentary, and there's somebody that just described it way more eloquently than I will. But when you declaw a cat, they walk on their claws. They literally they walk on their tiptoes. So like he gave it the analogy. It's like cutting off like your knuckle. Like your first knuckle would be gone, and it's like, well, what use would your fingers be if you don't have that like extra dexterity? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just it's sad. It makes me feel more so. I don't feel bad for any of them. Like I said, I think they should all be in prison. But I feel bad
and shit.
I feel bad for the animals.
Content with life and everything, and it just pisses me off.
I feel bad for the animals. That's the big thing. All right, let's do Spider-Man No Way Home. We're about 40 minutes into the show. We did. We went all over the place. So let's do this, Miguel. Do you need the link, or are you?
No, we're good.
Okay. I know sometimes it's weird on your end. So let's do this. We are going to watch the No Way Home trailer. We've already seen it, obviously. I've watched it about 16 times by now. But we're just going to watch it together one time through, and then we will also we'll break it down frame by frame as well. So here's the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Here we go. Sucks.
I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
That was dope.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors.
That gave me chills.
From every universe. Hello, Peter. You're not Peter Parker.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
All this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Zendaya is such a sass queen. I swear to God.
I love it.
You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
Look, there has to be another way.
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe. You're not gonna take this away from me.
Dude.
Struggling.
Dude.
You want while the world.
He's so freaking good.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone. What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them. December 17th, exclusively in movie theaters. Tickets on sale November 29th.
Okay, so that kind of gives us a better idea of everything. Slaughtered Lamb is in the house. What's going on, guys? Nice to see you. So again, we've seen the trailer already, but this is going to be our breakdown. We're just going to go frame by frame. I saw J-Dead says Electro looks freaking amazing, dude. All of their designs look incredible. And it's funny because they all look kind of they all look updated, except at least what we've seen. I know I think Goblin will probably get a different design later in the film. But at least what we've seen of him looks pretty much the same.
Yeah.
As like
all the designs that we didn't like in general over the years got an update. And that's great.
Right.
And they got that MCU love, and I'm 100% for it.
Yeah. What the hell are you talking about? J-Dad says Doc-Ock. Ock stands for 8. October, the 8th month. Halloween is in October. Dr. Loomis is Doc-Ock. Oh, could you imagine? You're not Peter Parker? He'd be like drunk and like freaking babbling or whatever.
I feel like if Dr. Loomis was Doc-Ock, he still wouldn't be able to take down Michael Myers just off of plot armor. That plot armor is stronger than those fucking octopus arms. Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so let's do this thing, man. The full breakdown. Let's go back. So I love this opening shot of Peter. Incredible looking.
He looks done.
He looks defeated
in
that shot. He's bloody. It's raining. He looks terrible, to be completely honest. And again, that kind of goes back to, I think, even what Daniel Rickman and a lot of industry insiders have said about, like, he's going to suffer. Like, this is not going to be like happy-go-lucky Peter like we've seen in the past. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of here for it. Like,
he's going to go through some shit, and we're excited to see it.
Because I'm down for it. And I love his character, but that's why. That's why I'm excited, because I do love his character.
See, I can't say this Peter Parker has gone through shit. Because 1, he got disintegrated. 2, he lost Tony. Tony
Stark died in his arms.
And he died in Tony's arms. So he went through some pretty serious stuff, but he didn't have to come to terms with his moral obligations and his wish to be a normal kid. And that's something that really separates Spider-Man from almost everyone and the MCU, or even in the Marvel universe in general, because he always has to battle that dilemma is from having his own life and having this responsibility of being Spider-Man. If you guys agree with me, you do. If you don't,
I do agree with you. I mean, I think that's a huge part of his character.
Yeah, and that's something we saw in Tobey Maguire's, Andrew Garfield to a certain degree at the very end, and we just haven't seen that here, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I wanted something. I know this is a shot we've already seen before, where it's like the whole Jameson Daily Bugle podcast thing, where Peter Parker is Spider-Man, whatever. One thing that I do appreciate about this movie, and I've said this before, one of my complaints about Spider-Man: Homecoming and Far From Home was that. And I get it, like they're trying to do something different, like taking Spider-Man to Europe, and kind of doing like even Homecoming. It was in New York, but it was different. There was the barge scene. There wasn't a lot of him swinging around the city. And this movie looks like there's going to be a little bit more of that, and I've missed that because
I don't know.
Some of the honestly, some of my favorite parts about the Raimi films and the Amazing Spider-Man films is some of the swinging scenes are remarkable.
Yeah, so far,
and I feel
Andrew,
like we've really missed that with the MCU Spider-Man films.
You'd probably agree with me, but Andrew Garfield probably has the best swinging out of the 3 swinging scenes.
Some of them Toby scenes were pretty dope.
No, but it felt more fresh. It felt more immersed, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it was different.
Toby, it was.
Scenes... Go ahead.
For Toby's scenes, it was pretty much like there was a camera crew. You could clearly know that the camera crew was doing something watching like videotaping Tobey Maguire swing. But for Tom Holland, oh no, not Tom Holland, but Andrew Garfield, it was almost as if he had a GoPro strapped to him, and he was just swinging. You
Right.
were just along
Right.
for the ride. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, which
for
is
Tobey
cool.
Maguire, it was a spectacle, but for Andrew Garfield, you were along for the ride. That's the
Well,
best way I
and
could say it.
I'm thinking about this almost from the perspective of the video games, which if you've played all of the Spider-Man video games, which I have, and I know Miguel, you've played most of them. I mean, if you like, the swinging has always been a big point of discussion about the Spider-Man video games because the swinging is so different. And
Mhm.
it's kind of the same thing with the movies. The Tobey Maguire films, especially like my head goes to the swinging scene at the end of the first film when he's like, this is my curse, this is my fate, I am Spider-Man or whatever, and it's like it cuts from the funeral to him swinging, and like he lands up on the Empire State Building and grabs it and then jumps, and that's the end of the film. The Tobey Maguire swinging scenes use space really well. Like he's far away, and it's like you slowly get enveloped in him swinging towards you. And then it's like you go from low to high. Like it used space very well. The Andrew Garfield scenes, the swinging scenes in the Amazing Spider-Man films were more like you got more shots of him falling. You got more like slow-mo shots where it's like he's falling, and then it just breaks into slow-mo, and it's like you're seeing him fall or swing in slow motion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And of
But
course,
it just,
you get, like you said, you get like the GoPro shots of Tom Holland's where he's swinging like at the end of Far From Home. It's just
Mhm.
different stylistically.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Each movie in and itself has its own unique take on their swinging, which you should. You definitely
Right.
should.
I think that's cool. But I am excited to see more like traditional swinging in this film as well. This kind of baffles me a little bit. Like I guess these don't look like police departments.
No, that is
It doesn't say
WYPE.
New York News Channel 2, I believe that's what it says. So I mean, I'm sure he's just, and we've kind of seen this in some of the other trailers as well. I mean, he's basically a publicity scene now. You know what I mean? I mean, he's
This
a
happens.
celebrity. I mean,
This happened. This is definitely taking place like at the beginning of this movie. 100%. Yeah.
right. And we've kind of talked about this too. This kind of makes me think of it. And it makes me think of the scene in the Civil War comic books. If you've actually read the Civil War comic books, which I have somewhere, I don't know where they are. I know they're somewhere
in a while.
I really haven't. It's somewhere in this room. I have a whole stack of comic books where Tony Stark forces Peter to reveal himself as Peter Parker. I think it would be interesting because basically the entire plot of this film, when Peter botches the spell and the multiverse opens, and which of course we know Loki had. I mean, there's a lot of different like variables there. I think it would be very cool for me. I think it would be cool, and it would be different from something we've seen in the past. If at the end of No Way Home, Peter just let people know who he was. There is no spell. There's no correcting it. I think I would say kind of a cool comic book diversion if it was just like he has the. It would be a nice parallel to the Rhodey stick to the cards, and when Tony says, "I am Iron Man," like I feel like that would be kind of the same, where he's just like, you know what, I am Spider-Man. Like,
well, if you remember from like Civil War, when Spider-Man announces himself as Peter Parker, he gets his shit rocked within the day.
Yeah.
Of villains, like Jack-O-Lantern fucked his shit up. Green Goblin fucks his shit up, and like literally, like the Punisher had to carry him to the Avengers Tower and said, "Yo, get a doctor," because he just got messed up.
Yeah.
All because he showed his identity. Yeah. Spider-Man's character is primarily based on his secret identity. That's why I hated it. I hate it so much how he just takes off his mask so many times. That's why I hate it when they take off their fucking mask.
The Punisher said, "God."
Yeah. Well, the Punisher took out obviously Jack Lantern and someone else. I forgot who they were, and just takes them to the Avengers Tower, and he says, "Yo, this guy needs help."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it pisses me off that we have to come to terms with him, with people knowing his secret identity. And it's
See,
like
I think it's
it takes
cool when they
away
take
from
off their mask.
Spider-Man.
And you
It
hate
ta-
it.
It takes away from Spider-Man's like true character to a certain degree. It's like that's his thing. It's the same thing with like Batman. Like you're not supposed to know who Batman is. And a very select few know who Batman is.
That's fair.
So it just I don't know. If you guys agree with me, like Spider-Man's character is primarily based on his secret identity. It really is. Because as compared to like Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, like Steve Rogers didn't really have a family. He had the Avengers. And
Right.
Tony Stark, I mean, he was proudly announcing that he's Iron Man. With Spider-Man, on the other hand, and Tony Stark would be able to protect his the people that he loves. But with Spider-Man, he doesn't have that capability. I mean, yeah, he still has Edith, which by the way,
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how that works. But Spider-Man doesn't have the capability to save everyone, and that's why he has that mask. Because if they knew he was Peter Parker, if they knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man,
That's fair.
they'd go after Aunt May, which is pretty much what we're going to see here. I hope we see
it's
that.
a fair point. It really is. I completely get where you're coming from, and I don't entirely disagree. I again, just play like devil's advocate. Like it's a fun thought of like, what if they did? You know what I mean? What if it just stayed kind of in the ether and he was there? So we get more shots. Him talking to MJ. One thing that I really, really like
Zendaya looks pissed right here.
She looks upset.
She does not look entertained whatsoever.
Listen, the thing that I think I liked the most about this trailer,
she's over here thinking, "Damn, I should have dated Timothy Chalamet."
The thing that I like the most about this trailer, I think, other than the villains, because seeing the villains is remarkable, but the thing that I like the most is the fact that they really pushed Peter and MJ's relationship and that emotional connection between those two characters. And I really dig that. I think that's very important. Obviously, Peter and MJ are two of the most, their relationship is kind of at the core of the Spider-Man universe. And I'm talking the comic books. I'm not even talking about the MCU or the Amazing Spider-Man, or of course it was Gwen Stacy, but you know what I mean. There were Toby's films. I'm talking like the comics. Their relationship is a big deal, and I'm glad to see them pushing that forward more with this film as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it was two movies coming. Like
right,
and
I
sooner
think
or later they were gonna have to officially start dating.
Yeah, and it's going to make it more interesting, like at the end of the trailer, which we're going to get to that. There's a few different theories. And I know, Miguel, you have a few different theories too. So when you kind of see, go ahead and throw them in, because I know you have a lot of cool things to say.
Don't tell me what to do.
So we cut to, let me go back here. So we cut to, that's a dope shot. we cut to Peter and MJ swinging through the sewer, or not the sewer. I hate myself. The
subway.
The subway. That I don't know what I'm having a stroke apparently. Swinging through the subway, and we narrowly avoid the train. And there was a meme of them swinging by, and Toby with the two webs where he's like trying to stop the train. So, that's just a cool scene. I'm sure that's going to kind of tie into them trying to escape. Look
the
at that.
Paparazzi.
Trying to escape the paparazzi trying to escape the paparazzi, trying to escape the cameras and stuff like that. Columbia, Sony, Marvel. We get the Sanctum.
I love how Sony just had to be the first logo to be put up.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Of course they did. So obviously Peter is at the Sanctum now, and he is going to seek asylum from Doctor Strange. Why is it snowing in the Sanctum?
I don't know. But you know what pisses me off is the fact that Doctor Strange literally said, "Since you botched the spell, Nick, you are the master magician, the master wizard, wherever the fuck that word is. And you mean to tell me a 17-year-old kid fucked up your mess with you, and you messed up a spell and
You're
opened
supposed
up
to
the
be like
multiverse?
the greatest magician of like ever, like
Yeah, you're
of
supposed to be
literally of everything.
You're literally supposed to be the master sorcerer, and you mean to tell me you
The
let
Sorcerer
some
Supreme.
17-year-old twat mess you up in the spell? Fuck out of here, Doctor Strange.
Well, and it's funny
At that
'cause
point,
he-
I'm guessing. At that point, I'm guessing it is Mephisto. Because what the hell?
I don't know. J Dead says Sony is petty with that top billing. Just
It really is. It really is, though. They really just said we're gonna be first. I'm pretty sure that's in the contract with this movie.
That was
I'm
the
sure it
first, the
is.
very first thing on top. It was like we're
Sony.
first.
Yeah.
So, Sony, then Marvel, then Disney. That's where you
Yep.
get. There's a little gray area, and that's where you all fall. So yeah, Doctor Strange is telling Peter that he botched the spell, and it's kind of his fault. Dope
He
shot
botched the
here, by the
spell?
way. I keep screwing it up. Shoot. Cool shots of that we haven't seen before of Strange and Peter using the spell, Peter botching the spell. Strange letting a 17-year-old kid screw him up. Cool shots that we haven't gotten to see yet of Strange and Peter doing the spell where he's trying to make everybody forget that he is Spider-Man. And of course, Peter doesn't really understand what he's asking for. And we get, the plot of this film, that plot armor that Miguel always loves, that Miguel loves to talk about so much. Also, do you see? I can't help it.
Why does he still have the Eye of Agamotto? I'm just wondering that.
I'm just saying, Doctor Strange looks like he's doing the creep. He looks like he's doing.
That's
the
what
creep
I
going
mean.
Backwards.
Why does he look so fucking surprised that he messed it up? I was in my head. I'm thinking. I was like, boy, you should know what you're doing. You literally gave the wink to Wong, saying like, or the wink to Peter Parker, saying, "I got this." I was like, what? I don't know.
I don't get it. Peter walks into Aunt May's apartment fully decked out in the latest Sony electronics. Yeah, he's got the PlayStation. He's got everything. Or Aunt May does. That looks dope.
It does.
This whole like multiverse breaking kind. And again, this is even kind of you mentioned at the end. I didn't even think about it at the end with the when Doctor Strange says they're coming and I can't stop them, and he's trying to do his like weird portal crap. This reminded me of the season finale of Loki more than anything else. We can move on. He is struggling. My guy is struggling right now.
He looks.
He's freaking, man.
Yeah.
He's freaking. He looks pissed.
But
It's a cool shot, though.
What have I done?
It's one of the coolest. Yeah, he's like, dang. One of the coolest shots we've gotten to Doctor Strange.
He said, damn, Wong was right. Wong was right.
Wong is actually the Sorcerer Supreme. And of course, it all gets screwed up. Peter, that's when we get the what just happened. They look shocked. And of course, Doctor Strange says, we started to get friends. When you botched the spell, people started to come through. And of course, that's when the multiverse villains come in. That's where we get our first tease of the Goblin. And of course, we get the explosion. And there is, where'd I go? I hate myself. I keep screwing this up. Our first beautiful shot of the Goblin coming out.
He just had to come out of the smoke looking like a menace to society.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. I love me some Goblin. I really, really, really do. Doctor Strange versus Taco Bell. I would go. I would think Taco Bell would win if I had to guess. That Crunchwrap Supreme, man.
Oh, I was like,
Crunchwrap Supreme versus the Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, well, that'd be an interesting take. I'm just saying, though, if you got botched up by a 17-year-old, that Crunchwrap Supreme's got an easy battle.
And of course, he's serious. He's like, you screwed me up. You ruined this entire thing.
If you see
here, it's done. It's done. It's dick.
So right here, this definitely had to take place after he fought Dr. Octopus. 100%. because he has the he has the suit on. Yeah, it has to. Because
What
at
do you
this
mean he has
point,
the-
because
Oh, that's true.
yeah,
That's true.
he has his suit on from, I guess, his court hearing, and at this point he's telling him like people are coming,
That's fair.
and
That's fair.
Tom Holland would,
But-
Peter Parker would not know what the fuck he's talking about unless
You
he
gotta
just
think,
dealt with
though.
one of them.
Goblin is on that bridge too.
Yeah,
I mean, is he gonna fight Goblin and Octavius at the same time?
I was wondering that. I was thinking to myself, I was like, wait, why would he be fighting those two? Like, I doubt he could take them both on. It looks like
No.
Spider-Man. It looks like Spider-Man is going to get his shit whipped with Dr. Octopus. Obviously, Doctor Strange had to come in at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure Strange kind of does something.
Yeah, I doubt Ned does something.
Amazing first, really incredible shot of the black suit we've gotten, and I know Miguel, let me know your thoughts on this because there are two kind of camps right now in terms of what the black suit is. The first one is that, of course, there's the leak, and we've actually seen a leaked thing of the trailer where somebody throws green paint. A Mysterio defender throws green paint on Spider-Man, and he turns the Stark suit inside out, and that's the black suit. I don't really like that. I think that's kind of like lazy writing, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, it's too easy.
I almost like what you said about what if Octavius steals the Stark tech from the Iron Spider suit, and this is the Iron Spider suit without the
nanotech. Yeah, I think
That's
that could be
dope.
the case because
that's
Doctor
cool.
Strange, because Doctor Strange said Scooby-Doo this crap. So obviously Peter Parker needs something because apparently this Peter Parker needs help. You know what I mean? Like, he can't just have his normal latex suit. So obviously Doctor Strange gives him some sort of help because you see with the gauntlets on it that he has, and he does like the spell stuff to fight Electro. So this
also,
looks like,
where are they?
I don't know, some power grid outside of New
They
York.
look like they're on their way to Raccoon City. Like, seriously, where are they?
Well, you said yourself, you said your dad said so himself. He said New York is like, New York City has the city of New York, but like New York just has, it's just as foresty or land based as any other state.
I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting thought of where they are. Oh, boom! Amazing shot of the Ock arms coming up out of the ground. Obviously, he looks like he's gonna emerge like from the bridge, which of course we all know the bridge is really the star of this film. We get our same hello Peter. We've already seen that before. Now, dope shots of Doc-Ock fighting Peter. No Goblin though, which is interesting. No Goblin. I'm trying to remember. Did Doc-Ock have that brace thing on his like belly?
He did.
In Spider-Man 2, did he?
He did, yes.
I don't remember that. I'll have to go back and watch Spider-Man 2 again.
He literally slaps it on like a fucking like one of those weight belts. You know those power lifters use? Like, they wrap it around their waist. It's really pretty much what it is.
He looks like he's the next WWE champion.
Which, by the way, one of my friends bought like a WWE championship belt, like actual belt, like they would wear. This shit's heavy as fuck, man.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Hot take real quick though. This just came in my head. What if Dr. Octopus coming out of the bridge and says, "Hello, Peter"? He's actually saying that to Tobey Maguire.
Are you saying what if this is really Tobey Maguire?
Yeah.
I don't know, because he says you're not Spider-Man though.
Yeah, but I know. But here's the thing. They fight each other. Tom Holland and this Dr. Octopus fight each other. And obviously, Dr. Octopus gets the upper hand, pins him down, and Tom Holland removes the mask and he's like, "You're not my Peter," or wherever the bullshit he says. But then all of a sudden, Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is on the top bridge, and he pops out, and then he finally says, "Hello, Peter." You know what I mean?
I don't know. That's
saying.
an interesting thought, Miguel. Interesting thought.
I'm just saying.
So he's throwing a car door, it looks like. Destroying somebody's Mustang. I feel
Hey,
bad.
that
for
Mustang
who's
had to
ever-
go. It's like
I feel bad
I think
for
it's
who's
that
ever
fourth generation. It's not that
Mustang
good.
that is. And of course, that's a dope shot as well.
Peter Parker.
Of
You
course
see,
he does.
he's under the
says-
bridge.
I know he is under the bridge, and he says, "You're not my Peter Parker." So I assume. If you also do you notice in the background there's a car hanging from a web? So obviously Peter starts saving people. I mean, he's trying to help people. I don't know if Doc-Ock is. I mean, I'm sure in the battle, in the midst of the chaos, and the him throwing cars and kicking ass and taking names. I'm sure he gets a car off, and Spidey like ropes it up or webs it up to try to like save whoever is in it. I don't know. Ock does look confused.
He does.
He looks very like, I don't understand. Like, why are who are you? So yeah, I'm very. This scene is going to be very telling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think this would probably be the moment where things turn. You know what I mean?
Right. This is going to be a very
Like the
telling
steam
scene
starts picking up.
Right, for what's actually going on. Couple of cool shots. That's a dope shot too of him. I don't really like him just running. Like it just looks like he's just running away. like he's just afraid. Which is kind of strange to be. But it's a cool shot though. I love seeing Ock like throwing the cars and being all kind of crazy and stuff. I don't know. Bill Hoove. After I watch No Way Home, it's time to go. Bye-bye. Not sure what you mean. If you're leaving, have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us, buddy. If you're leaving, I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Let's keep going. Dope shot.
By the way,
Spidey doing the
Tom
flip.
Holland literally looks like he's from Arachnus. You know what I mean?
In Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah. After Peter explains to Doc-Ock about what happens, he helps Peter and Strange, Doc-Ock, and Doctor Strange build the black suit. That's interesting too, because there's a shot of the black suit that actually looks very interesting, and that I kind of have a few theories on. Dope shot again.
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Now this is kind of strange too. This multiversal prison, because we know that other villains are going to be in the multiversal prison as well. And kind of my thought, Miguel, is I'm almost thinking what if the Statue of Liberty battle doesn't happen, is really part of the middle? What if those villains are captured, but then somehow they escape again, and then we get the Sinister Six at the end of the film? That all three Spider-Man are going to be in the Statue
Because
of
if you
Liberty
think
battle.
about it, it's not like these villains are going anywhere. Because the multiverse is not ending here.
No.
It's not like Doctor Strange is going to be able to
these
send them back.
villains might. These iterations might. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't know. Because the way and Loki, like, dog, they go into bed together. The universe, all these multiple timelines, they go into bed together. They go intertwine, whole lot of other bullshit. Yeah, a lot's gonna happen. So I don't know.
I know. It's gonna be crazy, man. We get our Dr. Otto Octavius there laughing at him. Now, there's a shot. There is an interesting shot of New York City. We actually see them building and altering the Statue of Liberty for the first time. I just don't. Okay, here's my deal. We've gotten the I'm trying to think. We've gotten the leaked images of Toby and Andrew leaning on the railing, talking. And there's the rumored dialogue of like, you have web blood or whatever, and they're talking, and like there's dialogue there. I have a hard time believing that that they would show this much of the final fight. I I don't think that the final act of the movie takes place at the Statue of Liberty. I just don't. Like I don't know why. I just have a hard time believing it. Why would they be? Why would they be like even the scene of them at the leak, the John Campea picture of the three of them? Like they don't look like they're up for battle. They look like they've been defeated. You know what I mean? And like they're trying to gear up for the next one. I don't know.
Yeah. I just have a lot to say about the Statue of Liberty right now. Honest to God.
Do you like the Steve Rogers thing?
No, I don't.
Really?
No, I don't. First off, this is the big FU to the French. Just saying. It's about the biggest FU to the French you could think of. Second of all,
it is a
second of
fictional
all,
universe, though.
Second of all, you mean to tell me Iron Man, Tony Stark, and don't get me wrong, I don't like the fact that Tony Stark is continually being put into the cinematic universe. But with that being said, you mean to tell me that he created time travel? He brought everybody back. He made a new Infinity Gauntlet and was able to use that to bring everybody back and sacrifice himself to take out Thanos' army.
And you're gonna put Steve Rogers on the thing?
Yeah, a man that literally went back in time just to get some 60-year-old puss. Just saying. Yeah, Steve Rogers was cool. Steve Rogers was a hero. He's top tier. But Tony Stark did a lot. And for them just to give him some small little funeral, that's some shady shit right there, man. That's some shady shit. General Ross, I about said no. Tony Stark was with General Ross. I'm confused. That's what made me even more confused. This is after the events of Civil War, where Captain America is literally a known criminal to the U.S. government. Like, he's been a known criminal,
right?
And yet
twice,
twice. So, and yet they're erecting a Captain America statue on the Statue of Liberty.
I don't know.
Do you know what that got me thinking? This may be a different timeline or a different universe.
God. Get out of here.
it's like you know, I don't, because you haven't seen the What If seasons when Ultron is fighting Uatu. Like he gets knocked into a universe where Steve Rogers becomes president. So
what?
all I'm saying, this could be a completely different universe. That you know.
I don't know if I like that, but I don't know. We'll see.
Just saying.
So we kind of move on.
Is that Electro up there?
Where?
In the clouds with the electric?
I believe that's the sun, Miguel.
No, I mean back to the Statue of Liberty thing when the yellow lightning.
Oh, I don't know. I guess it could be. I mean, I thought you meant in this shot. I was like, bro, it's the sun. Like, I was like, no, that's not Electro. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it. Let me go back. I guess it could be. You're right. Cool shot to Toby swinging. Here, we obviously know what I want. Now, here's the couple of interesting things. So not only do we have the black suit, Peter's got some cool multiversal thing. I saw a rumor where, like, what if if he goes to web somebody, go web go. What if he goes to web somebody, he sends them back into the multiverse prison, which is dope. You don't like that? I think that's a cool idea. So what is that? What is that on his arm then? What's he doing?
Probably some spell or something like that. My thing is, I don't know if you've seen it, but look on top of the Spider-Man insignia. What do you see?
What do I see? Let me make it a little bigger.
That's Ned and MJ, my man.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Which made me confused for a second. I was like, why is it looks like they taped the phone onto his chest. So what got me thinking was Spider-Man loses his nanotech, thus losing most of his technology.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And I think this is a multiversal. This is a multiversal suit. where he can go through different universes, and I guess to be funny, the way of continuing to contact with MJ and Ned, because they're supposed to Scooby Doo this crap. To be funny, they said, "Well, I don't have the tech to contact you guys," and then they're like, "But just FaceTime me." That sounds like some Marvel stuff. I'm just saying, it works. It works, guys.
I don't know if I like that.
It doesn't matter if you don't like it. It just matters if it's in the script.
So other than now, you just blew my mind with the Ned and MJ thing. And other than being confused about the portal thing on his wrist, look at Electro. Does that not look like blue Electro from the Amazing Spider-Man 2? I mean, is this going to be Electro? Is he in the Amazing Spider-Man universe right now?
That's what I'm thinking.
That
right now.
Really looks like blue Electro.
Yeah, this looks like Amazing Spider-Man Electro. When you get to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, obviously in the Amazing Spider-Man, Electro's job, or his main goal, was to have control of the power grid. And you saw that as he was getting more powerful, he was starting to turn into a yellow figure, to a yellow color. So I think that when he gets put here, his next goal is to get more power and try to, be the source of all this energy. And he's obviously successful to a certain degree, where he gets such a power surge that he eventually turns yellow. That's why he has so much more electricity around him than he did in Amazing Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's a good thought too. Bill Hoove, I have seen your messages, buddy. Add my Twitch. It's Timmy time. But my name is Billy Hoover. I'm a WWE Pro Wrestling fan.
QAnon supporter.
Okay. Goodbye. Moving on. This is where we get Scooby-Doo that crap. Doctor Strange is wanting them to Scooby-Doo that crap. MJ's got her funny quip. Scooby-Doo that crap, whatever. She's like, please. And he says, please, Scooby-Doo that crap. So interesting. Another dope shot of Spidey swinging. This Christmas year.
Obviously, you could tell who's more Christmassy kind of guy in this duo.
Now, this is interesting too.
So the Daily Bugle's there. Just start off there. So J. Jonah Jameson is somewhere in this vicinity. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he is. I believe if you look at the left van, the person who's kind of like this, I believe that is JJ.
Okay, cool.
Because he's kind of Parker. Yeah, J Dead, you're completely right. Get the FBI in here. Let me see. Where were we at? I just lost my screen. Hold on.
J. Jonah Jameson's over here.
There we go.
I really hope.
Did it look different for you?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened.
One
Weird glitch on my end.
One thing I kind of wish that we got was Peter Parker, this Tom Holland Peter Parker, working with the Daily Bugle. We're not going to get that here. We're not going to get it in this.
No. I would assume not. It does look like, dude, the Daily Bugle van looks like an FBI van. Like it looks like an FBI surveillance van. It really does. But yeah, interesting. You have Sand. Like there's definitely this is definitely a Sandman Electro duo here. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
I think it looks like Sandman and Electro are doing a little something, cooking up something in the kitchen. Cool shot. There's JJ. Yeah, that is JJ. It is. And of course, even here you see. Well, let me go back.
No, you can see Sandman and Electro moving out of that building.
Right. Yep.
There he is. See, there he is.
Yeah. I never even noticed that. You can make out kind of the shape of Electro, and it's interesting because Electro he's not really a being. He's almost more of like his silhouette in Lightning, and then you can also see Sandman kind of leaving the scene of whatever is going on there. Electro almost looks like the dad from Eric Bana's Hulk, where he's just like whatever. You know what I mean? I don't really. I
Absorbing
don't even. Yeah, like
Absorbing
where
Man,
he's
yeah.
just like a shape of something. I don't know. So yeah, that's another cool duo. Cool shot of Spidey swinging. Obviously, a quick shot of Ock talking to Peter and MJ. And I'll tell you what, Miguel, another thing that I've seen a lot about, and I kind of talked to you briefly about this on the phone. Apparently, Sandman is supposed to be dope in this movie, like crazy cool. Which again, we talked about that. Sandman's a cool villain. And I'm excited to see kind of what they do with Sandman. It's interesting that we only saw him as Sand. We didn't actually see him like as like Thomas Hayden Church either, which is kind of interesting.
Do you think we're gonna see him as like just Sand?
I hope not. I hope we actually see what would be the point of like having Thomas Hayden Church like play him if he's just Sand.
Well, they CGI him. I don't know.
That's weird to me. I don't know if I really like that. And another interesting thought, something that you have to think about here is what version of each villain are we dealing with? Because of course, at the end of Spider-Man 3, Sandman didn't die. He kind of turned around and Peter forgave him. Sandman wasn't really a bad guy.
That's what I was thinking, and I feel like Sam Raimi was like calling Kevin Feige like, dog, you know Sandman's still alive, right? And then Andrew Garfield was like, the lizard is still alive.
I know, right?
Like they're not dead. So
and Kevin Feige was like, you know that I can do whatever I want, right? Because this is my franchise. Like this is like what he was.
Yeah.
And we joke about Kevin Feige. I think Kevin Feige has done a fantastic job. I'm a big Kevin Feige supporter. So we kind of move on a little bit. Another really cool shot. Even look. Okay, hold on. Look at the helicopters. Even as Peter is fighting Doc-Ock, the press is still like, yo, we got to get this on video. They're like, get down there. I'm not going to jump down. Get down there now. And they just like push somebody out to like try to take video while they're fighting on the George Washington Bridge. Crazy,
I swear,
man.
these costume changes, these suit changes, interchanging.
It's like every scene it's a new suit.
So hard for me to figure out like where and when this takes place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To be completely honest, I'm sick of the Iron Spider suit. Like, let's move on from the Iron Spider suit. Seriously.
No, it's a dope suit. Fuck out of here.
It's dope. But we've gotten 3 movies of it already. Like, I'm kind of like, okay, let's move on.
See,
like, let's go back to a more traditional suit.
The only thing Tom Holland needs to do right now, going against Dr. Octopus and his tentacles, all the thing Spider-Man needs to do is say, activate instant kill. Roll credits immediately.
Right.
That's all he needs to do. It really is. And then he's
but the
credits
music would be that bum 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 ba ba da bum ba da ba dum ba dum ba da ba dum ba dooby doo boom ba dooby doo ba dooby doo.
Yep.
It'd be that thing.
It's just I don't know, it just pisses me off that we're not going to see it anymore. This is the last time we're going to see the Iron Spidey.
Yeah.
This definitely will be.
Shot here.
And that right there, that's the newest suit. Because you see the gold around their body.
Yes.
Around his body. Like, that's the newer suit.
Mm-hmm. It's the newer suit. I would almost think this possibly takes place closer to the end of the film. I don't know. Interesting. The Goblin grenade looks dope, and I'm curious to see like what again. Again, another thing you and I talked about earlier on the phone on my way home from work, like. The timeline of Spider-Man No Way Home is very confusing to me. Like, I don't know what order things are going to happen in. And I'm fine. That's cool. Like, I don't need to know. But like my processing speculation brain, my Marvel head fan brain.
Well, no, that's just how trailers are supposed to go.
I know.
It's literally supposed to be like, me
off.
It shows you what's happening, the somewhat of the plot, and then a little teaser of the end.
What do you think what's the final suit? Is it this suit with the enlarged like golden spider on it?
It has to.
I would think
because that's what's teased. I don't think, And that's what confuses me so much is why is the Doctor Strange suit, I'm gonna call it that, the multiverse suit, I'll call it that. The multiverse suit is in there. Like, at what point does he stop wearing that?
Exactly. I don't know. It's very interesting to kind of see how all of this is gonna play out. So obviously honestly, Miguel, okay. I just put this together. Look at the news van. So now we know Goblin,
Spectrum News.
Electro,
They're getting shit rocked.
Time
Sorry.
Warner Cable, Electro, Goblin, and Sandman are in the same place because that scene we looked at earlier where JJ is standing there. This has to be the same exact kind of scene.
And it looks like the apartment of Tom Holland.
That's fair. It does. I could see that being Aunt May's apartment.
Daredevil sitting here like, I don't know what's going on.
He's like, I don't see anything.
I don't see anything. Well,
Literally
doesn't. No, yeah.
And
so look, you see the Daily Bugle.
I never put that together, but it's the same.
This definitely has to be the apartment complex of Peter Parker.
Yeah, definitely.
So at some point, and also, I don't think this is the part where Happy dies. Because what it looks like with Happy, it looks like he's in a parking garage. In that scene. We'll see it pretty soon, but moving on.
Yeah, definitely. I like this too. This is kind of interesting.
What
are your thoughts on the box? On this box?
I have no idea what that fucking
box is.
What's in the box?
I have no idea. I only see Brad Pitt.
Roddy Ricch. Coop in the lap. 24 got. I don't know what the fucking song is. But
what are you talking about?
Roddy Ricch. He has a song called The Box. You definitely heard of it. Trust me, you've definitely heard of it. But what I'm confused, but this scene right here is really interesting to me because it just, I want to see Spider-Man's character I want to see his moral like dilemmas come into play. Because Spider-Man isn't technically the type of person that kills.
Yeah.
And we got that in this Spider-Man whenever he accidentally like turns on activate instant kill and he's like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So Doctor Strange, on the other hand, he will fuck you over 10 times a Sunday if it means he saves whatever his goal is.
Dude, so, J-Dad's got the golden idea, man. He says the box, Pinhead coming through that multiverse with a vengeance.
Oh my God. Goodness gracious. Talk about a multiverse, right? No.
You opened it, we came.
But yeah, this I'm glad we're gonna see like Tom Holland be like morally challenged in this movie. Like he's gonna be morally torn in this movie because he has to deal with his identity. He has to deal with whether or not he should allow these people to die if they get sent back, and whether or not him and MJ need to stay together. Because that's definitely gonna be a top. Definitely gonna be a top conversation throughout the movie.
Sure. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely, dude.
Also, the Eye of Agamotto. What the fuck is in that thing now?
Huh?
What the fuck is in the eye? What the fuck is in Doctor Strange's necklace now?
I don't know. Does he not have the time stone anymore though?
It blew up. They don't have the time stone. Remember, Thanos destroyed it in that universe, and Steve Rogers sent the new ones.
The originals back. Okay, yeah, that's fair. This is kind of cool. We're gonna get kind of a cool fight scene between Peter and Strange, and I'm here.
No, it is literally just gonna be that. Like Spider-Man's gonna be able to get out of the house, fly away. Doctor Strange catches him, does the astral projection on him, and Spider-Man was like, "That was cool, but don't do that again."
Yeah. Look at him.
Ragdoll. Like what do you do?
Look at him. Watch. Rah! Oh, what a cool shot, man. Oh, what a
I'm
cool
confused.
shot.
Why would it show just Peter Parker? It's not like the Hulk. Well, no, it's not like the Hulk because when the Sorcerer Supreme did it to the Hulk, like obviously the Hulk and Bruce Banner are two different beings. Right. Hulk is inside Bruce Banner was inside the Hulk at that time. But this one, like, I would expect to see, like, just Spider-Man in the suit. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know. It
I'm just
looks cool.
nitpicking at
It
that
looks
point.
dope though. I mean,
Yeah, no,
it's cool.
this move right here is so fucking gold. I love seeing this move. When he did it to
And
Doctor Strange, to Banner, and to obviously Tom Holland now. I love this scene right here. Because
I
it literally puts them in perspective of like, what the fuck you gonna do? I'm
Yeah.
the Sorcerer Supreme. You can't do
Right.
shit.
I know,
You
right?
can't do
You
shit to me
can't
right
get
now.
away from me. Like, it's
Yeah.
literally not possible. I also really like the line when Doctor Strange is like, the problem is that you're trying to live 2 lives, and like that's when he like separates him. I think that's really, really cool. That's a I don't know. I think that's a really, really cool way to kind of introduce that scene if he says that. This intrigued me too. Why the trains? Why is he on a train like in the Grand Canyon? Like, it's just little things like that. I'm like, what? Like, I just don't understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't get where this is coming from, so to speak. Because in my head, I assume they're in the astral plane fighting amongst one another because obviously Doctor Strange is capable of doing this. He's only able to do this in the astral plane, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. That's interesting.
So it makes sense for him to be in that environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ooh, J-Dead makes a good point. What if that shot continues after Tom Holland? You see Toby and Andrew projecting.
What?
Like when Doctor Strange does the like kumbaya thing, like whoa! And he does like the thing where he like pushes him out of his body. What if it's like Tom and then Toby and then Andrew? like you see like different versions of him. That would be dope.
And then at that point,
that would be dope.
At that point, Doctor Strange would be like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Yeah, that would be. I know. He was like, "What?" That'd be pretty cool. That'd be dope. But yeah, this whole Grand Canyon thing, I'm like, what is this? What is going on? What just happened that I didn't have time to pause for? She looks not well. She does not look like things are going very well for her.
She looks like she's trying to get that affidavit for Joe Pesci and My Cousin Vinny.
What do you think the chances are? Oh,
Aunt May ain't gonna die.
Excuse me. Do you think she's gonna die?
No, I don't think so. I think like I said, the top 3 people I can imagine dying is Happy, possibly Ned, and Dr. Octopus. Like, we'll see his death.
That man's gonna die twice.
Yeah, right.
That poor guy's gonna die twice in Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, he technically didn't. He didn't. He may. Okay, yeah, I guess, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, that's a cool shot.
It is.
That's maybe the coolest shot of Doc-Ock we've ever gotten in a Spider-Man film.
That's what we want to see. That's what we always wanted.
I know. Like, that is dope. It is incredible looking. I mean, he's screwed. Like, Peter looks screwed in this scene.
Even though it is CGI as compared to the Sam Raimi where they were animatronics, it looks dope.
Yeah. It looks really, really cool. And I'm excited for that bridge scene, although I'm sick of seeing the bridge scene. I'm like, all right, let's look at some more. This is where we get interesting. And this is where it's like, okay, is Ock stealing the nanotech armor?
See, I don't think so anymore.
Really?
Yeah, because
he's looking at the arm kind of like
none of these arms are touching Spider-Man.
Like, he's got the Mecha Godzilla thing going on. Like, it looks, I don't know, it looks different.
I think this is a point where the multiverse kind of changes too. In regards to the multiverse, there'll be like little slivers or like little shifts throughout the actual real timeline that kind of intercedes. And I think that's one of the moments where like, at one point, Dr. Octopus does have Tony Stark's nanotech, and out of nowhere, the multiverse shifts. It shivers a little bit, and then he automatically gets it. And because you see right here, he's confused to a certain degree. He's like, "What the fuck's going on?"
That's what I'm saying.
He said, "I don't like Hot Rod Red. Tony Stark loves that. I don't love it. I prefer yellow and green." From the comics,
it's very interesting. I'm curious to see what exactly is going on with this scene, because he does. He looks very confused. He looks like he has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Um,
He says this is
So-
far. This goes far beyond my doctorate. I don't know what's going on.
I know, right? Obviously, so we get the cool Doc-Ock stuff. Cool shots of Peter.
Boy, right here. No, go back. Go back and slow that shit down. This right here, I've heard so many people talk about this scene alone because they did frame by frame, and there's rumors coming out that this is a CGI moment because
that's
as
Toby
you can
or
see,
Andrew.
huh?
That's Toby or Andrew.
Yeah, this is definitely Toby. And if you understand my perspective, so to speak, you will in a second, because obviously from what you could tell, in later on in the trailer when it shows Tom Holland going against all three of them, you notice how like Electro's in the top. You see Electro's in the top, Sandman's in the middle, and Lizard's in
Right.
the bottom. I think the way that scene's gonna go is Tom Holland. Yeah, see right there.
I'm trying to see if you can get a better shot of the face.
Okay, there's Tom Holland. But then if you do
Okay.
one shade later, there. Do you see it?
No.
He's-
No, I did not. There?
Bro, his thighs are literally covering his face. What the fuck are you talking
I
about?
can't believe we're literally talking about his thighs.
No,
right now.
okay,
I
but
don't
look,
know.
if you guys are curious, literally go on YouTube, look it up. Look up possible CGI effects on Spider-Man No Way Home. This is literally supposed to be Tobey Maguire, and it makes sense because he is fighting Electro. And as you can see, Tom Holland isn't fighting Electro in
Yeah,
that
that's fair.
final scene. And
That's
he's
fair.
going
Yeah.
after Sandman. So it makes
Definitely.
sense for Electro to be fighting Tobey Maguire. So I think that's Tobey Maguire. They just CGI'd
Right.
Tom Holland in place of Tobey Maguire, because honestly, CGI, you can do that shit. You can do
Yeah.
that shit.
Right.
So yeah, I think that could be the case.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with that. It could be. So Jamie Foxx, let's talk about our boy here for a second.
Looks dope.
There's a better shot here. So this is probably the most comic book accurate Electro we've ever seen.
Bro, but first off, I love Jamie Foxx because my man's rocking them Timbs right now.
He does.
said-
He's got the boots on.
He said my boots are fleek as fuck.
Did you notice he's got like the Electro like helmet, not helmet, but like you know what I'm
Yeah, he's got the
Like-
comic accurate mask around
right,
him right
and
there.
it's not really a mask, but like it's like the electricity is making that
Yeah.
shape, and it
Yeah.
does. It looks very comic book accurate. You know what I mean? I think it's cool. Now, of course, if we go a second later, we get kind of the full look. He almost looks slightly CGI'd to me.
This man is high key CGI. The fuck you mean? He's literally floating.
I mean, yeah, but like I don't know, something about his face. He looks CGI, not like the space around him. But yeah, cool shot. I really like Electro's new. If there's a new design for any of them that I'm like, wow, it's him, because I think he looks really, really cool.
Yeah. Which I'm
And-
confused to know, like, I'm curious to know where he gets his powers, because it looks like, as you can see, it's coming from his sternum.
Yeah.
And what are the wires around him?
Were you a blue Electro fan?
No, I wasn't. Not at all.
Really? Like at all?
No, not at all.
I was okay with it. I think I was more.
I liked
okay
his
with it than
powers.
A lot of other
I liked
people were.
I liked how he like shot his electricity, but bald blue, bro. Literally, as you can see right here, my man is rocking his fade. He's got some waves. Like he looks fly
looks
as
good.
hell.
He's sexy.
As
He looks
compared
good.
to Amazing Spider-Man 2 with the hairdo that he had going on right there, the Andrew
He goes,
Garfield.
Hey, he goes lick, and he
He said,
licks it.
yeah.
And he's like, "You're not
And he
a
fixed his hair.
nobody. You're a somebody." And he grabs his face.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Electro, he was such a simp. He was so bad. He was such a simp for Spider-Man. And I was literally like cringing at that. And this one right here, this guy right here, he looks like wants to kill Spider-Man. Like he just wants to kill him. Like there's
Right.
no simping whatsoever. He says,
Well, and
you
what does he say?
gonna
He
be 6
says,
feet under.
he says, "You're not going to take this away from me," which is interesting. Like why?
Oh,
Like why is he
he's
taking?
saying
Why is he
he's
taking
because
that away? From
obviously in the next scene he shoots Dr. Octopus. So he's definitely saying that to Dr. Octopus. I 100% believe that.
Do you really think
Because
Doc-Ock turns good?
no, it's not the fact that I think he turns good. It's just the fact that the Sinister Six is not a good team. It's not a good
Oh,
team.
that's
It
fair.
does not, like in the comics, the Sinister Six, every time they get together, they never stay together by the end of the comics. They all either break up or they fight amongst each other to the point where Spider-Man can take them all out. Because honest to God, if the Sinister Six came together, coordinated, they could kill Spider-Man. But it's just the
Oh
fact that
yeah,
they can't
they
see
don't make a
eye
good
to eye
team.
to one another, and they're not a good team. They
Yeah.
just bicker with one another and they fight amongst
get that.
one another. That Spider-Man is just able to get the jump on them, and that's usually how it goes.
I could
So
see that.
yeah, so as compared to like Lizard, who has an ulterior motive, Doctor Octopus has an ulterior motive. Electro's motive is simply, I want to kill Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So his mission in the Sinister Six, so to speak, is like, hey, I'm going to kill Spider-Man. Dr. Octopus is probably like, I'm just trying to get home. Sandman is probably like, I'm just trying to get home. Lizard, I have no idea what his fucking job is. I don't know. Probably lay some eggs in the sewer. I don't know. Like whatever. His
Dude,
fucking goal
everybody's
is.
kind of been like, why is Lizard here? Like, what purpose is he gonna serve other than like, being mad at Spider-Man?
Yeah.
But yeah, and honestly, even what if they did this? What if Doc-Ock is about to kill one of the Spider-Men, and that's why Electro says, "You're not gonna take this away from me. Like, I'm gonna be the one to kill him," and that's why
What?
he pushes Doc-Ock off.
Oh, I don't think so.
Really?
It makes sense from my theory alone, but I think I don't know. I think Dr. Octopus probably is going to help him, so to speak. I think I saw J-Dad's comment about like how Dr. Octopus is going to be somewhat of an ally. I think he may at some point. He may be an ally at
That's
some
fair.
point. But then he's an ally because he has control of the tentacles. But when Electro shocks him, it fucks with that inhibitor chip again. And then the octopus the tentacles are in control now.
That's fair. That's a good point. That's a very good point. So yeah, Ock falls off. He takes it hard.
Yeah, he takes it to the
He really
face.
does. He looks like he got rocked. So Peter's got
He
this
puts his fucking
multiverse
mask
prison
on.
thing. He does. He puts the mask back on, which I know you love. He's fighting Electro. He's jumping off. A bunch of really, really cool shots. This is interesting, and I wonder where this falls too, because of course you get Peter kind of falling through this multiversal New York City. Doctor Strange is in with him. Incredible shot.
It's just
Absolutely incredible shot.
Yeah.
I know, and it's the same as we've already seen, but I would love that on a poster. Seriously. I think that's an incredible shot of NYC, and it really does go in with the whole multiverse thing. I mean, it's just it gives me like Inception vibes, and I dig it.
Yeah, you notice how you don't see Avengers Tower anywhere. Like where?
Okay, yeah, but Manhattan is also a huge. I mean, that's not all of Manhattan though.
Just saying, if you're gonna show a spot of Manhattan, you would want Avengers Tower or whatever the fuck it's gonna be now, to be in it, so to speak.
The Baxter Building. I'm just saying they could make it the Baxter Building.
Oscorp.
Woo! There's my guy. There's my boy.
Bro, it's so insane how good Sam Raimi was. Is the fact that suit still holds up today.
I know, right? It still looks dope.
It still holds up today.
Yeah.
Like it just looks so clean. And it's so cool that we get to see that now with the movie, making ideas and utilities, techniques that we have to make it look even more clean, which is going to be exciting. Yeah.
I love it, man.
Which I think is definitely going to be cool whenever we see hooded Green
Goblin.
Yeah, I was about to say Green Lantern. I was like, Hal Jordan.
Ryan
John
Reynolds.
Stewart.
Yeah, man. Out of all the villains, I think I'm most excited to see Green Goblin, just because I love how I've always loved how sinister that character is and how backstabbing he is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
at least the other villains kind of have like a moral compass. He is like, he'll backstab, like he doesn't care. Like Goblin is just as sinister as can be, and I really, really dig it. And that is an incredible shot of Goblin as well. I love
It
it.
is.
Now this is an interesting one, and I don't want to go too far because I don't want to, I don't
It's
want to
Ned.
screw it up.
It's Ned.
It's
Ned.
I don't think
No,
I
it's
don't
not. It's
think it
definitely not
is
Ned.
though.
It's definitely it's going to be Willem Dafoe hooded, but
I mean, the whole
in
thing
the
looks
interview,
different. The glider looks different. His suit looks different.
in the interview with Tom Holland in the fan event for the trailer, Tom Holland does mention something kind of spoiling. He said he went to meet when he had a scene with Harry. He may have been talking about Harry Osborn. He said the name Harry, and yes, Tom Holland does have a brother, Harry, but I think that could be Harry Osborn. I think the Sam Raimi dude, fuck out of here.
Is that James
Hobgoblin was
Franco?
dope. Is that James Franco? James Franco from Pineapple Express? Yeah.
No, I hope not. I honestly, I want to see as much Willem Dafoe as I possibly can because I love him. I think he's a fantastic actor.
He really is. Like, second to seeing the 3 Spider-Mans in the scene, I think Green Goblin is definitely a money shot.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, don't bring Harry in yet. It's unnecessary. We don't need that yet. Again, pushing the really serious Peter MJ relationship thing. I love it. Another interesting shot. Is this their apartment building?
Yeah,
I mean, why is like the SWAT team moving in? Are they going to arrest?
This looks like
Peter?
after the fact of Green Goblin and all of the attack. Because you see the awning is taken down.
Yeah, that's true. And it like there's fire in the background and stuff. You can see it. Yeah, that's good point, Miguel. All right, let's talk about this.
I see you're right there. I don't think
of characters that are the most likely to die.
I think Happy. I don't know, because this is like Happy is trying to find Aunt May. Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
What?
No, not possible.
What?
Am I like it hit me for like a solid second that maybe Aunt May dies and Happy lives.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
but again, I still think Jon Favreau kind of wants out of the acting thing. I mean, again, I think he wants to stay behind the scenes.
Yeah, I get that. But in my head, I'm thinking, if Happy goes, bro, who's there to take care of Morgan? Morgan Stark. Morgan Stark literally going to be grown up without a father. There ain't going to be nobody for her.
Pepper is.
Which I mean, without I mean, you have the option of having Tony Stark and no father. I don't know. I'm kidding. But
you're wrong for that.
Yeah, I was. But nevertheless, I think in regards to this scene, I think Happy does get arrested or so to speak. I doubt his death will be in a line of fire of the DODC just unloading clips and clips and clips on him. I doubt that's how he dies.
No.
So I don't know. It's this right here. Do you know what's fucking hilarious? Is that I had this entire theory of who was gonna die, but after watching it for like a 25th time, it's changing because it doesn't really make sense now how Happy could die in that scene or to die in this movie now at this point. Because it looks like he does get taken into custody. 100%.
Definitely. And again, that kind of goes back to Peter saying like everybody around me was affected by the fact that like people found out I was Spider-Man. Like it wasn't just like it hurts me and I don't want people to know. Like it's hurting everybody else, which is it's interesting. It's a cool thought. Holy crap. Let's go back to that because what was that? Woo! What is going on there?
I don't know.
This scene baffles me. I really don't know what exactly to make of this Statue of Liberty thing. Part of me thinks it's the final battle scene. Part of me thinks that's in the middle of the film. I I don't know what to think. I mean, Liberty Island, like, it's not a lot of space to play. And I know they have all the rafters and they're doing the Steve Rogers thing. So, I mean, there's obviously that. But, like,
Maybe the box
seems,
blew up.
it seems strange to me. I don't know.
Maybe the box did its job.
Right. Maybe. I don't know. Interesting thoughts. Interesting thoughts. So there we go. There's probably the cleanest shot we have gotten so far of Sandman and Electro and the Lizard looking CGI. No, I'm kidding. They look good. Electro looks good. Sandman looks dope. The Lizard looks like the Lizard. I mean, it does. I mean, like, it'll be cool. Like, I'm excited.
I would have much rather have seen him
also just kind of
with like I'd much rather see him with some pants and the lab coat, because that's how the Lizard's supposed to be.
Yeah, I agree
Just
with
saying.
that. I think it would look cooler if he had the pants and lab coat.
Bro, the
I actually had a
Sandman, I
Lizard
swear,
action figure at one point.
I'm just saying, Sandman, he just looks fucking monstrous. He really does.
And again, I'm telling you, man, people are saying Sandman is an incredible villain in this movie. Like,
How?
does him
How?
justice.
Did they have early screenings or something already?
Well, like, you know, industry insiders. People who've probably seen it. People who work for Sony or work for whatever, you know, on Twitter. I don't know. I'm reading stuff on Twitter. I don't know. Grasping for straws. That's what we're all doing. I'm kidding. Cool shot. Superhero pose. Spider-Man. Interesting that Peter says, I can't save everyone. And of
I
course,
think it's because Happy gets arrested now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
This is probably the most talked about scene of the entire trailer.
Boy, what type of move is Tom Holland about to do to Sandman like that? He looks like he's just diving head first into his mouth. What is he gonna do? Spider glide into his mouth? Like, I don't fucking know. And he doesn't have the box on him. He doesn't have the box, so
obviously the reason that this scene is so talked about, yes, you have the railing that we've gotten the leaked stuff of, you know, possibly Toby and Andrew being in the film. And Peter is jumping towards Lizard, Sandman, and Electro, but what we don't seen, I know for a fact it's in the Brazilian trailer. I don't know if it's in the IMAX trailer, but there is an extended shot. Not extended, you just see more of the frame. And it does. It looks like the Lizard gets his stuff rocked. I don't know, by a punch, a kick, whatever. But there is a lot of speculation that Toby and Andrew are CGI'd out of the scene.
Yeah, there's no denying it at this point, man. There really isn't.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, I can't think of any other reasoning why Sandman, Electro, and Lizard are both facing, and they're each in different directions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And yeah, like the Lizard is jumping like next to Peter. Electro is facing in front of him, and like the Spider-Man in this image is actually jumping towards Sandman, which again, I don't know what he's expecting to do with Sandman. Like, how do you fight that? How do you fight a monster of sand? Like,
I know, but my question, where is Dr. Octopus here? And I'm pretty sure Green Goblin's going to come back at some point in this movie.
Right.
At some point after this scene, Green Goblin's going to come back.
Interesting. I'm not sure. That's an interesting thought, man. Cool shot of Peter still jumping. And again, you can even see it, like, if you let the shot go for a minute. Like, God, I keep doing it too late.
No, it's not in Lizard.
There. No, it's not in there. No. But Lizard, like, his arm is up, like he goes to claw at something, but of course Peter is behind him at this point. So I mean, obviously he's going to claw for something else. I mean, he's not clawing at Peter, and I think it's very obvious.
No, he's clawing at Peter, just not the Peter we're thinking of.
Right? I mean, yeah, just is the wrong Peter. So obviously he jumps after it looks like the Statue of Liberty is literally starting to collapse. I mean, it looks kind of wild. Like the statue is basic. The shield is falling down through all of their construction.
Yeah, the French are like
great job. God. Now, this is interesting, and I want to hear your thoughts. And guys, if you're watching after the fact, please let us know what you think in the comments down below.
You notice how it makes sense that in the Spider-Man 3 trilogy, Sam Raimi, the ending battle was at a scaffold. It was at a construction site.
Yeah, I know. It is interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder if they
it's
did that on
it's
purpose.
a cool parallel how this scene this entire battle is gonna have like weird parallels between all the Spider-Man franchises. Like
Right.
obviously
'Cause you
this one
get
right here where Zendaya's falling, and then
yeah,
the whole construction site with the Sam Raimi
the
trilogy.
Gwen
Like
Stacy thing.
yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. Now I actually saw I believe Brandon Davis posted this, and it's not a leak, it's not a rumor, it's a thought. What if when, Peter's saying I can't save everybody, what if Toby and Andrew are busy fighting the other villains and Tom Holland's Peter has to choose whether he saves MJ or whether he saves Ned? That's dark. That's dark right there.
That is dark. And then Ned dies because obviously the pole can't hold him,
Right.
and he becomes a hobgoblin later in the
Yeah, and I
franchise.
mean, same kind of thing. You get MJ falling, which is a cool shot, and it's even the same kind. I mean, I know it's like obvious how many different poses can you have while you're falling, other than like one hand above you, but it even kind of mimics, and like Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane, or Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy falling, like where they're like reaching, like it gives me that same vibe. You know what I mean? Even Peter jumping, it just I get uh I get that the same vibes as I guess we've gotten in the past, you know what I mean? Of the vibe of Toby jumping, when of Toby jumping with you, dude, in Spider-Man 3 when Toby jumps after MJ, and no, because Toby hops on the glider, on Harry's glider, and Gary, I hate myself. Harry flies him down, and Peter like jumps off of it and grabs her. Like, dude,
That scene right there is pretty
that scene
cringy.
was amazing. It's cringy.
Well, the scene with Harry
I
and
love that scene.
the scene with Harry and Toby, whenever Harry's like, hang on, and then Toby was like, to what? I was like,
to what?
I was like, such a cheesy line, man. Get the fuck out
Like,
of
bro,
here.
you're Spider-Man. You can climb on walls. Like, what do you mean
Yeah.
hang on to what? But yeah, dude, it's cool shot. A very cool way to end the trailer. Again, pushing really pushing the Peter MJ thing, which I dig. I really, really like that we're gonna push the Peter and MJ angle and the emotion and the darkness, and that's the trailer. Tickets do go. When did it say tickets go on sale? Oh yeah, we didn't even get to that. I forgot. That's not the end of the trailer. What an amazing shot! And okay,
this looks like it's after the fact, after the battle. You understand that, right? It looks like it's after the battle.
Yeah, Miguel, there's no way. This is not the end of the film. There's no way.
It has to.
You think it is?
I don't know.
You seem very conflicted.
I don't know.
I
really
don't
know.
There is no way that this is the end of the movie. There's no way.
I don't know.
I hope not. I hope, because it's destroyed. I mean, it's done. Like,
as you can see, the
it's
Statue
done.
of Liberty stays
I know, right?
untouched because freedom never dies.
Yeah, whatever. No, I'm kidding.
Blacklist this man.
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that.
Blacklist this man.
But this is not. This can't be the end of the movie. It can't be. There's no way. There's no way.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they lose this battle, and then that John Campea leaked picture of them standing like at the dock. Maybe that's. I don't know. I might be grasping at straws. I mean, I literally might be pulling nothing out of a hat. And of course, we get Doctor Strange looking out. I mean, they look concerned. It's not like they're like, "Oh, we won." Like, I mean, they look like, "Holy crap, it's not over." You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you keep going, look right here. It's just Doctor Strange. Where's Spider-Man? He's not. It doesn't look like he had that conversation. It doesn't look like. It looks like Tom Holland is looking at someone else.
November,
you know what I mean?
29th. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's it left I'll say this. It was a great trailer. I love the fact that I love that we're pushing the Peter and MJ emotion. I love that I'm okay that they didn't show Toby and Andrew. I'm glad that we at least got the tease. I'm really glad that we're pushing that they're pushing the Peter MJ thing. I love the Doctor Strange stuff and this whole multiverse thing. The villains look amazing. It leaves me with a lot of questions. You know what I mean? Especially in terms of the timeline, which we've talked about quite a bit. We're 2 hours into the stream, by the way. It kind of, the timeline of events baffles me still, but that's okay. That's what, like you said earlier, that's what trailers should do. You know what I mean? So, J-Dead, real quick. Okay, any guesses on end credit scene? Mine is Professor X raises his head and says, "It's too late. It's already happening." Camera turned and you see the X-Men disappear.
Nah, I doubt it.
No, probably not. It probably won't happen. I've heard the rumored 2 post-credit scene right now are Venom. You get the Venom tease because, again, that's where we're moving, and you get a Daredevil tease. That's the 2 rumors that I've heard, which makes sense for this storyline, for what's going on in this film. Those 2 things make sense. So, Miguel, your overall thoughts on the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer?
Bro, I don't know. It looked great. It looked great. It made me excited for the movie. Like, it really did. I'm excited. It left me with more questions than answers, which I assumed was going to happen. I assumed Marvel was going to be like, "Hey, you want a trailer? Here, give you a trailer." And then we're all like, "Bro, we have more questions than answers." What the fuck you mean?
We had more questions than we did before. Like,
yeah, so,
you know.
And it set the tone for what's to come, because in the first one, it did to some degree. It said, "Hey, Spider-Man's gonna have to go through trial." We were in our head thinking this entire movie is gonna be based on the trial. Remember?
Yeah. Yep.
That does not look like it's gonna be the case. It looks like the trial is gonna be second hand, or even third hand to the entire plot of the movie. Now,
I don't think the trial is really going to be like very important. To be completely honest, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
That's our guess at this point. What about you?
With the trial?
No, the trailer in general.
I mean, a lot of the same things that I liked. I thought it was a really well put together trailer, and I think in a way it did its job perfectly, because again, it leaves you with more questions than we already had before. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's good going in. I think from now until the end, or until the release of the film, I don't need to know much more. Like, I mean, it's fun to speculate and it's fun to talk about it.
I feel like at this point, if you were to give us if we get any more like leaks, you're an asshole.
I know, and it's fun to talk about it. It's fun to speculate, but I'm okay if we don't get anything from now until December 17th. J-Dead, fun stream, guys. Thanks, and hope you all are having a good night. Stay safe. You have a great weekend, buddy. We will talk to you soon. J-Dead, if you're on social media, shoot us a message. We're trying to get some mods going, so shoot us a message if you're on social media, and we'll try to get that rolling at We Talk the Movies. So yeah, guys, so that's going to do it for this episode. Let us know what you thought of the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer in the comments below. If you're watching after the fact, please be sure to leave us a like. Consider subscribing to our channel. We do new shows every single Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. We are on Twitter and Instagram at We Talk the Movies. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Please leave us a comment, and we will talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your weekend. It's almost Thanksgiving. See ya.
See ya.
You're not Peter Parker.